Hey everyone.
Hey bag ladies and bag dudes, I'm Sarah Lawson from So Sweetness. This is my husband Danny, and you're watching Ask Sarah, my weekly Q&A chat. Hey everybody, thanks so much for watching and joining us for Ask Sarah. I see Kathleen is watching over on YouTube. Sherry, hey Sherry, everybody thanks for joining us. This is our last Tuesday show before Christmas. We will be having sort of a live show next Tuesday, which is Christmas Eve. Danny and I are going to pre-record some content, and we're going to play it live at our normal time slot, which is 7 p.m. Central Time. We sort of came up with a compromise. I didn't want to miss the Tuesday show, and Facebook and YouTube both have what's called a premiere option that allows us to play a video in our normal Tuesday time slot. So we'll still be here if you're sort of partied out on Christmas Day, or you can watch later on in the week when you're recovering or relaxing. Hopefully you have a little bit of a Christmas break on your hands. This week is the last call for the ugly Christmas sweater pictures. So if you'd like to send your photograph in of you wearing an ugly Christmas sweater or an ugly Christmas t-shirt, you can email me your photo. I'll be showing all of the photos that I've received this Sunday on the show. And you can email that to sarah@sosweetness.com, and that's Sarah with no H. Danny and I were talking briefly before the show. YouTube was sending out a notice to YouTube live streamers, and the notice was you may notice a difference in subscriber counts because they were trying to reduce the amount of spam followers and subscribers. So I checked our YouTube numbers before the show, and they seemed basically what I would expect them to be. Not that I check every day or every week, but it seemed on track to what our normal YouTube subscriber count should be. And that got me to thinking before the show, even if we only had 100 YouTube subscribers or Facebook followers, as long as each of those 100 were watched our live shows, participated in the Facebook group, actual people that were interested in watching our shows and participating in the community, I'd be happy with that, even if it was only 100. So numbers really at the end of the day don't matter. We want as many people to be engaged and interested in our content as possible and interested in the patterns and videos. And if not, that's completely fine. There's certainly tons of other hobbies or other YouTube or Facebook pages and streamers out there available. But we really appreciate you, and we really appreciate you watching. And so that's why I'm asking for Danny's second favorite part of the show on Tuesday. All the bag ladies and bag dudes, if you'd let us know in the comments, go ahead and type either bag lady or bag dude in the comments right now. We really appreciate the bag making community.
Did you elbow me just now?
I did.
Gee, I was focusing on getting everyone to say hi, and I heard your inaccuracies about we're not YouTube livers, we're content creators, and there's no such thing as a YouTube liver. So
Did I really say that?
I'm pretty sure you're YouTube livers. You're struggling with words.
Anyway, we really appreciate your support. I get emails.
You guys are great sports too.
I get emails basically on a daily basis from people that wanted to let me know that this particular person did a really great job, or they did something nice, or they received a gift from this person. So I feel like people are establishing hopefully what can be lifelong friendships in the bag making community, which is really great. So thank you so much for being a part of that. And speaking of friendships, not sewing related friendships, but kind of just on the friendship level, you probably know, may or not know, but I have my riding lessons on Tuesday in the mornings. And besides my trainer, I know several faces, and I say, just a casual passing hello or how are you doing to several people at the stable, but I feel like I really don't know them, and it's hard. It's hard as an adult to make new friends. It's so much easier when you're a kid, or at least I feel that's the case. When you see girls or boys every day at school, much easier to make friends as an adult, especially for someone like me who doesn't leave the house a whole lot. Very much harder to make friends, and so I thought, you know what, I'm going to bring some Christmas gifts, just little food gifts like popcorn or little gift baskets with chocolates and things for some of the people at the stable, and maybe it will help them recognize me more. Maybe we can have conversations in future and maybe pick up some friends. I had lunch with a new friend from the stable today. She rides before me with the same trainer. And I just thought, I'll just ask if she wants to have lunch one time, and maybe she'll say no, maybe she will say yes. And, I'll do what I can to make new friends and see where it goes. So that was really fun too. And I just realized it's, I don't know. We're kind of all in this together, and you never know when someone else might need a friend. Maybe you do yourself, which is the spot that I found myself in. So I feel like that's certainly the case also in our online bag making community. You never know when someone else in the Facebook group, or if you're watching our live shows, if you're chatting live on Facebook or YouTube, you never know when the person you're chatting with might need another friend. And it's a great way to pick up friends as well. And I saw someone had a comment that just went through really quickly on the screen. Sarah, we're all your friends, so thank you very much. That makes me feel really good.
Are they talking about this?
No, there was someone said, I think it scrolled down really fast already. Yes, right here, Adrian. Adrian says we are all your friends, Sarah. I'm gonna try that. What is that? That heart outline thing that people close enough. Thank you guys. I wanted to share. I know I'm super big into acrylic templates as far as the bag making ones that we saw on the website, but I picked up this acrylic template that just came in the mail today for, it's probably hard to show up on camera, but it's for a quilt project that I wanted to start working on. And this template was designed by Victoria Finlay Wolf. You may remember that I showed this book earlier in the year on the live show during Social Sunday. And I decided, over Christmas break, maybe I'll start working on like a selfish sewing project. So I chose this quilt from the book. It's basically the same piece that you're cutting out, and it's very repetitive piecing, but I thought, sometimes I just need like a repetitive project. So basically you're cutting out the same strips, right-handed and left-handed leaning strips, and piecing them all together. And I thought, that's just what I need. If you saw the live stream that we had a few weeks back with Dr. Palmer mentioned the idea of rumination and focusing on a sewing project or following instructions and just getting to work sewing. And I don't mention that because I'm upset about something, but I just thought, sometimes when we're working hard or we need a break, sometimes starting on a project that lets our mind wander and get focused in the project is a really good thing. And so that's why I purchased this template, so I could work on this project. I'm not sure. In fact, I'm almost certain that I will not finish the quilt top during the break, but at least getting a start on that, and then jumping back into some bag videos. We have a bunch of bag videos we're planning on shooting in the next few weeks, so really excited about that. But I thought I'd work on this quilt project just to kind of give my mind a little bit of something different. So we'll see how that goes. We'd like to invite you now, if you enjoy our live shows, if you enjoy our bag making tutorials and videos, if you're watching on Facebook, if you can hit the share button right now and share this sewing video with your other sewing friends. If you're on YouTube, hopefully you're already subscribed to our YouTube channel, but if not, you can hit the subscribe button. And either if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, we really appreciate likes, which is the little thumbs up icon on your screen. So thank you so much for the likes and shares. We really appreciate it. All right, boy, I've been talking a lot tonight. I guess I'll let you have a chance to talk a little bit now. Want to get over to your pick of the week?
Yeah, absolutely. My pick of the week is from Claire Newman. I just saw it when I popped in the forums today, and I was looking around. I'm like, or actually groups, and I saw it. And I'm like, wow, this is a really cool one. And I read the story behind it. Let me pop it on here. She just started making these bags since October, and wow, she's been busy. And I've seen these in the group, and I love. I said Claire Newman already, sir. Then I hope I said Claire Newman. It says in the bottom right corner as well. Go back to the front. And she just made a bunch of awesome bags. So, great
that's so
fabric
many bags.
choices.
I can't believe since October.
I love her palettes and stuff.
Yep.
2 thumbs up.
Great job. And Claire was also asking, she had several bags that she wanted to make next, and she was asking people in the Facebook group which bag she should go with next. I think some of the bags on her list were the Renegade bag, the Reason to bag, I think the Tortoise bag. So I'm not sure. We'll see what Claire ends up making for her next So Sweetness bag. All right, so let's get over to some questions, unless you had something else to say.
No.
Okay. If you have a question for me, let me know in the comments, and I'll answer as many questions as I can. live, either a bag making related question, sewing question about a tool. Go ahead and type your question in the comments right now, and Danny's going to put some on the screen.
Someone had a question about our 3D printer. I've actually moved it from my desk and top of our storage unit because we really had to have a lot of time to work with it and play with it. The same thing goes with our embroidery machine as well. We've got them. We used it for a little bit, and I mean a very little bit, and then we've just been real busy with other stuff. And hopefully, when we eventually move, we'll have time to follow other avenues of.
What was the question? I just wanted to know if you.
How's the 3D printing going?
Oh, okay. It's funny. We always say if this, then there will be more time. But I don't know. Do you think that'll really be the case or not?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Roxanne says, I am making the Metro double zip pouch with your faux leather. Would I still use the Shape Flex on the exterior? You could probably, since that's such a small project, you could probably skip the Shape Flex for sure on the exterior pieces. I think it would still have a good amount of body just because it's a really thin project to begin with, just because there's no foam in that particular project. So I think you're totally fine just to use the faux leather by itself. Mary says, when will the black cork be in stock? So we will not have, we're out of stock on a few pieces of cork, including the black. We will not have those for the rest of the year. Hopefully right at the beginning of January, we can get some of those out of stock colors back in though. Irish Heritage says, I'm going to start sewing with cork. What would you recommend as a first project with it? So I have 6 projects on my YouTube channel for small, quick, like 10-minute projects. To be made with cork or leather or vinyl, anything that can be cut raw. There's a cork zipper pouch. There's a passport holder.
Your hobo bags, I think the first.
Yeah, if you wanted something
like
more substantial, the Easy Leather hobo bag's a good one. But some of these really quick projects are a really good idea to kind of dip your toes into using cork because they're 10-minute projects and they use just really small pieces of cork. I feel like there's no tears needed if you kind of mess up on that first project just because you haven't used a lot of cork. There's a luggage tag. I don't remember what all 6 of them were, but that should be a good idea to get you started, and you can find those on the YouTube channel. Kim says, is there a certain way to lay patterns on leather for straps and accents? I just found a leather supply place near where I live. So not necessarily. It's not as technical as garment sewing as far as laying your pattern pieces out for leather. Some people do. One of the things that I can notice, some people do like to cut their straps parallel to the selvage. I usually just cut mine selvage to selvage, but that's the only thing to note. There's no grain or unless you're using fabric like velveteen where the fabric lays in a particular direction. You can just cut it how it best fits on your fabric or to be the most frugal and save the most fabric. Sharon says, when does Pinkerville fabric come out? So Tula Pink has an upcoming fabric line called Pinkerville, which has unicorns and a Loch Ness monster. It's really cool. That's coming out in March. We'll have that in the shop, and we'll let you know on the live shows and in social media as soon as we get that in stock. I'm really excited about it, though.
When does Pinkerville come out, Sarah?
Didn't I say March or no?
Did you say it? I'm sorry.
Sometime in March. Yes.
Cool.
Sorry. Marie says, I have a press and I wondered what size grommets and snap sizes you recommend for the bags. So I use, as far as the snaps go, different manufacturers size their snaps differently. I actually don't have snaps for my tabletop press because I use some handheld tools for that. I use the snap setter tool and the cam snap, but the cam snaps are size 20, the snap setter tool is size 16. The grommets that I use, I think the 3mm grommets are the ones that I most currently use, and those are most commonly used. And the 3mm grommets are like the size for like a belt buckle to go through, that kind of thing. Or if you're using a buckle for a bag, like on the Kennedy bag, that size of a grommet. But I do have a video on my YouTube channel where I talk about my rivet press and I detail all the different sizes that I use for different dies and like for rivets and such. And you can find that again on my YouTube channel. I think it's about a 9-minute video, so not too long of a video. Doreen says, question about sewing feet. Have you ever tried a roller foot in place of a Teflon foot? I just ordered one and was curious. I actually don't have a roller foot. Maybe I'll investigate getting one just so that I can show it on the live shows. So actually, I don't have an opinion on one because I haven't used one before, but I'll definitely pick one up. And Nikki says, what templates are next on the list for you to carry? A lot of people ask for the Sublime bag, the Cumberland backpack. I was thinking because the Cumberland backpack has so many pieces and it's in size large and size small, I thought we'd perhaps start off with size large since that seems the size that people make the most often. And after that, after those two, I'm not sure which other ones to make. But let us know if you have a certain request for the acrylic templates, and we'll try to get those. I'd like to come out with 4 new templates in January, so we'll see about that, which ones those will be. Ruth says, would you consider updating and releasing older patterns like the Urban Jungle bag? So the Urban Jungle bag is one of the very first patterns that I ever wrote. It was a free pattern. You can still find it on the Pellon website, which is pellonprojects.com. It's not available on my website anymore just because I feel like I don't find an issue with that particular pattern, but I wrote it in, I think, either 2011 or 2012, and I feel like my pattern writing style has improved since then. And also back then I used to hand draw my pattern pieces, and now I do all that on the computer, so they're nice digital pieces for you to print out. So I would like to revisit patterns like the Urban Jungle pattern one day. I haven't gotten around to it yet, but it's certainly on my list to get to eventually. Elaine says, do you have what I call pattern leather? It's shiny black, smooth, fake leather or vinyl. Patent leather. I think that's... I actually don't. The faux leather that we sell in the store is textured, kind of like top grain. It has small texture, I don't know what you call it, not circles. They're not perfect circles.
Think like a football, or you get the texture on that. It's a different texture than little circles, but
right. It's not smooth.
Maybe like car leather. Think like car leather. The seats.
Oh,
it's not smooth.
Possibly.
Ours is like that.
Yeah, we had the smooth faux leathers in the past.
Patent leather's different when she's talking about
shiny. It's shiny.
Yeah, it's like your phone, like the glass.
Yeah. We've never sold any shiny like a patent leather type of faux leather. I have seen samples of it from my manufacturer. We just haven't gotten any.
That's pretty much just like vinyl. If you just get like the shiny vinyl, it's not like it's faux leather. It's straight, like if you felt patent leather.
I know what she means though. Yeah. It's a little bit, it has a certain look to it. Yeah.
It's like black vinyl, to be honest.
Linda says, does sew-in stabilizer work for cork bags? So definitely, I'm not sure which particular stabilizer you're thinking about, but I certainly have personally used sew-in foam interfacing with cork for several projects, including the Annex double zip box pouch. I made that with cork fabric combined with foam interfacing, and I feel like it turned out great. Leanne says, Sarah, how can you put accents of cork or leather on a cork bag or mannequin? I mean cork on cork. Oh, that's a good idea. So I'm not sure if you mean the same color cork accent, the same color accent as the bag, or a different color. I've seen some bags that were... I saw a bag recently on Instagram. I don't remember what pattern it was, but it was white cork with like white cork accents. Like the color of the accents was slightly different, but it looked really cool. It made the accents look really subtle. So that was a nice look. I don't know. Joanne says, on the day trip wallet, could you use foam instead of fusible fleece? And it's for a present. Is it a quick sew? So the Day Trip wallet is, I think it was actually the longest pattern in Minikin Season 2. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. I did use the foam interfacing on the 2 that I made, or actually I made 4. On the 4 that I made, I do offer the fusible fleece as an alternate in the pattern in case your sewing machine doesn't like dealing with a lot of layers, but it could be made with both, either the foam or the fusible fleece. Amanda has a question. What are the types of lining in your bags? I think most of the patterns I have done are drop-in. Is there another type? What is the other type? The proper name is escaping me right now. But a drop-in lining means when you sew together the exterior of the bag and then sew together the lining separately. And then when you finished both of those, you slide the lining inside the exterior so that they're wrong sides together. Pretty much what it would look like when the bag would be finished. And you attach the lining. Usually it's attaching the lining to the wrong side of the zipper. So that's a drop-in lining. A lot of other bags, such as a bag with a flap, you make the exterior and the lining, and then you sew both of those right sides together along the top edge and then turn through an opening, such as an opening in a pocket or an opening in the bottom of the lining. Again, the name of that method
Birthing?
is escaping.
'Cause I remember at the retreat, everyone's like, another bag's birthing, and they're like, start screaming and sacrificing chickens and stuff, and make sure it came out all right.
And another finish for making bags is finishing with binding. So often that's the case if you're sewing your exterior and your lining pieces together while you're assembling, so that you have raw edges when you finish the bag, usually on the lining, and then you finish those raw edges with binding. I have a couple patterns like that. I have a few patterns with drop-in linings, but majority of them are pulled through an opening in the lining or in a zipper pocket. Auntie Vic says, did you get one of Tula Pink's unicorn patches? Yes. Emily, who watches the show, very kindly sent me one of the unicorn Tula Pink embroidered patches for my birthday. So I was really excited to get that.
I'm surprised you didn't message her when you saw those, right? Like, Tula Pink, please, may I have 5,000 unicorn patches? And I'm like, if you get a couple, you'd be happy?
It's a really huge patch. Where did I put them? They're around here somewhere. Oh, I think they're over there. Can I grab it really quick? Is that okay?
I mean, if you want to.
Okay.
And we haven't talked about in the show in a long time is video gaming. No, I'm just kidding. I don't want to go on that route. I know how to get Sarah going right away, you know?
I might take it out of the plastic, though, so it's not so shiny.
Just hold it at an angle.
Oh. I thought it was attached to the cardboard, but it's not. All right, so here's the unicorn patch. You can probably see it better if I take it off the cardboard.
Yeah, just put it in front of your shirt because it's light. Okay, Sarah.
I think everybody can see what it looks like. Yeah, it's a really huge patch. I saw that a few people put the patch on the back of like a jean jacket, which looked really awesome, or like a bomber jacket.
Look, it's flying away.
All right.
Oh, there it goes.
No.
Like, don't you harm my unicorn.
Don't you touch that.
What are you going to put that on? It'd be probably cool on a jacket, to be honest. You know,
That's what I just said.
But what are you going to put it on? Are you actually going to put it on a jacket? I don't see you making another one.
Maybe a tote bag, like a large tote bag with
cool.
like a neutral fabric.
Even a quilt like that one you're making, it could be on like the back side of the quilt.
Yeah, I know, but then what happens when you wash the quilt a lot?
Does that get damaged?
I don't know.
I don't think it would. Just stitches, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Hope says, have you ever heard of Pina fabric? I have. Oh, is that the one that's made from the pineapple leaves? If so, I've heard of it. I feel like I've not actually gotten a piece of that fabric in my hands, but I feel like it's similar to cork fabric, except it's made from pineapple leaves, I believe. But it looks really cool, and the ones that I saw online were all like metallics, like a silver metallic, a gold metallic. But it looked a little on the expensive side. Maybe I should just buy some anyway. I'll write it on my list. Pineapple fabric for Sarah for Christmas. Nikki says, Sarah...
Is that like a note from me?
No. Nikki says, Sarah, can you do a tutorial on how to use the templates which you cut at the dash line for cork and vinyl like the front accent on the Renegade? Oh, yeah, I sure can. I'll write that down too. Maybe I'll do that this Sunday. All right. Diane says, hey, you finally answered my wish list with templates for the Cumberland backpack. Yeah, sorry it took us so long to get to the acrylic templates for that one. There's just, I don't know, a lot of pieces involved in that one. And I was undecided for the longest time if it should be both sizes or just large. And I think we'll just do the large. Pebbled leather. Thank you very much.
That's exactly right.
Thank you.
I just want to see the inside of the outside zipper pockets.
Carol says, could you show the inside of the zipper pockets on the Sublime bag, the outside ones? The insides of the zipper pockets. Yes. Can you reach it from here? So on the Sublime bag, the front pocket is just one. It's not two separate pockets. So the zippers, I don't know if you can see from there. It's just one pocket. So you could see my hand come out the other end. But it is finished, so you could probably see that yellow fabric on the inside that I've chosen for my lining.
You know, Violet has been promoted. You know, she had that rough last month, and, you know, work and stuff, and year-end evaluations came out, and I really thought I'd use her creative talents, and she loves to draw, and one day I saw her drawing different stuff. I'm like, Violet, you know, I would love for you to draw like mom's purses, hand-drawn, and see what they would look like. And she drew the Sublime in a little small version, probably about this big, and it looked just like it. I mean, it looks so really great. Good. I told her to make a bigger one. And eventually when we get to the shirt making, I think we're going to have a line of Violet shirts that she's drawn, and I think it'd be pretty cool. We'll see.
I thought it would be cool for pins. Oh, I like that question.
This one?
Yep. I'm not sure if it will all show up on the screen. I'll
Sure
try to
won't.
read it from here. Molly says, I was wondering, is there a specific time when you make new sewing patterns? For example, a new pattern every 2, 3, 4 months. I heard there's a new backpack pattern coming out, so I was just wondering if you have a specific time frame when new patterns are released. I hope that makes sense. It does. I love all your patterns. Thank you, Molly. So, where to start?
Usually, I'll do a quick answer because Sarah doesn't have quick answers ever. Once every 3 months on average. Sometimes more, sometimes less.
So there is a new backpack pattern coming out at the end of January. It's for a sling backpack, which is a backpack with just one strap. We're coming out with it in 2 different sizes, small and large. Large is like a traditional school-sized backpack, and small can be like an out-and-about purse type of backpack. I feel like in most recent years, even though I do push myself hard with scheduling and coming out with new things because I'm excited to share new things with you guys, I basically work my schedule as far as new patterns around what makes me happy. So if I have ideas for new patterns, I'll get as many of those in as I can. And if I'm happy as a designer, I feel like I'm happy in my personal life and happy around the family. So I try to just keep everything happy and moving along. Always trying to come out with new things or tutorials, but it's what I like to do. And I think I'm shooting for this year probably eight brand new patterns and videos. I have a few free things planned. I'm trying to come out with some projects for the book club, maybe free patterns and videos for that. So lots of fun things coming out in 2019. Penny says, for my daughter who is learning to sew at age 23, what would you suggest as a good first Sarah Lawson pattern for her? Thanks, Penelope. So the Baker Street bag really shocked me this year because so many people have made the Baker Street bag. It's a free pattern and a free video. I've seen so many lovely Baker Street bags, and I feel like that's really a good project for a confident beginner, especially because there's a video to go along with it. I'm not sure if you guys all agree, but if you've made a Baker Street bag, maybe let us know in the comments. Maybe Penny can see some of your comments coming through.
And you could size it up or down too to whatever fits you. Because I saw people making small ones, and not too many larger size, but generally smaller ones I've seen.
Yeah,
that were pretty cool.
That is true, but for a first project, I think sticking to the
measurements,
the sizes called for in the pattern is always a good bet for that. Pat says, "How about a drop-in lining for your Aragon bag?" Yes, I know Pat previously asked me. I had it on my list. I was trying to think how to tackle that without completely changing the pattern. So still thinking about that one, Pat, but it's on my list, I promise. No video game talk. You will be in the unemployment line with Violet. That's funny.
Well, we might get new viewers, though. Look.
Priyanka says, LOL, Danny, after your word gaming, my husband came over to have a peek on the phone.
I know it would be sustained viewership, though.
Oh, that's so funny.
No talk of video games. This is...
Let's see.
Dad's Harley Davidson jacket.
Yeah, this is my mom. My mom says I can put it on my dad's Harley Davidson jacket. I don't know.
That totally matches style.
I don't know if my dad wants a pink unicorn on his
He usually likes
jacket,
purple with
though.
pink polka dots on his pajamas.
No, he doesn't.
It's the ones I've seen.
Here, that's a good question.
Throw pillow?
Oh, you could put that one up there too. How about putting?
Hey, let me do my job. Relax. I can only do one thing at a time.
That's a great idea to put it on a throw pillow because the throw pillow.
Yeah, I think it'd be pretty
like
cool.
a nice.
And my favorite kind of throw pillow is a cathedral window one. And if you have a big one, you can put it in the center of the cathedral window.
Wow, that would be a really huge cathedral window.
I know, but those are cool.
They are cool.
Why did I call them twice?
Let's see. That was.
I got you. Keep going, Sarah. Look forward. You got it.
No, but that was a good question.
Next one. It's gonna come up. Relax.
Diana says, "Are you working on a video for the
Take it
coalition
easy.
bag
It's
yet?"
okay.
That will not be. That will not be, unfortunately, one of the videos for January because I've already got my patterns picked out for the January 4-pack bundle. I'll squeeze that into the next one though because I was writing my list up earlier today for the next one, and I've forgotten about that one. So we'll get that one in there for April, I think. Lily says, where do you buy zippers by the yard? Also, if you buy metal zippers by the yard, how do you cut it? So there's several places that make zippers by the yard. By Annie, who makes soft and stable interfacing, has lots of zippers by the yard. There's a couple shops on Etsy, which I recommended recently. I think one of them is My Handmade Space on Etsy. The second one, the name's escaping me right now. I mentioned it recently on one of the live shows. I do like the zippers by the yard with the nylon teeth because they're super easy to sew with and cut. But there are also some metal zippers by the yard. You can either cut those or you can remove some of the metal teeth where you're going to be cutting. I have some pliers. Was it a few months ago that I showed on the show? Oh no, the video. If you check the YouTube channel, I have a video on different types of zippers, and I show in that video how to remove the metal zipper teeth if you need to shorten or cut a zipper, and that would be helpful for that as well, for the zippers by the yard. I missed that previous question. Do you remember what the other question was?
No, but I'll go back to it.
Okay. Christina says, I want a Violet drawn shirt.
There's a
Make
lot
it
of
happen.
Violet love going on for her drawing.
I wish we had her stack of drawings in
I
here.
wish I had
some of them were
the
really
paper.
cute.
I would have showed it to you right now, and you'd be amazed.
She drew the Sublime bag. She drew the Orville bag.
The Park sling bag.
The new sling backpack. She drew that. I thought it would be really cute for like little pins, like the what's the word? Close sewing pins. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Is it like that Benequi? She sews like that bag that has the vinyl. So you put all the
There's a specific name for the pins, and
I think it'd be really cool in a shirt.
Did you find? Oh, is that the name? The question that you skipped?
That's
okay.
it.
Sandra says, have you made any shopping bags mixing cotton materials and mesh? Would it be strong enough? Hello from New South Wales, Australia. So in the Minikin season 2, there was a grocery bag in there. I made it with ripstop nylon fabric. That's an interesting idea with mixing cotton and mesh. I did have a separate mesh produce bag to go along with the grocery bag, but not one that combines the both that is a shopping bag. But that's an interesting idea. Grocery bag with mesh. Let me write that down. Could you do a garment bag that folds into a tote bag or carry-on bag? Grocery bag. That's a good idea, too. A garment bag. So does that mean like a garment bag like on a hanger? I think that's probably what you mean. I like that idea. Maybe a little pouch for shoes in that, too? Is that a thing? I don't know. I've never had like a garment travel type bag, but with shoes, possibly. Mary says, what's your favorite zipper foot for your Juki? I'm not fond of the one that came with the mini. So I'm not sure if I can grab it. I don't know if it's handy. Juki makes a foot called the hinged zipper foot, and I love it. I use it instead of the zipper foot that came with the Juki. So the zipper foot that comes with the Juki is basically like a little strip of metal, and you move it either to the left or right, depending on what side you would prefer it to be on, with a little screw. I find that that's really tricky for grabbing the fabric sometimes, but the hinged zipper foot is just a really narrow foot, but you can still use it for installing number 3 dress skirt zippers, which is awesome. Again, that's called Juki hinged zipper foot, and I purchased mine from Sovac Direct, if that helps. Carrie says, I was wondering what might be causing my top thread to break. I'm using a new needle and loosened my tension, but when I try to sew through vinyl or really thick layers, it breaks every few stitches. I'm wondering what thread you're using. Also, it might have something to do with the tension or possibly stitch length also. I feel like sometimes when I'm working with different materials than I normally do, normally I'm working with a lot of quilting cottons, and sometimes when I change to a different substrate like cork or leather, I have to fiddle with stitch length, with tensions, sometimes the presser foot pressure. So any of those things might be causing that. Sometimes it depends on the thread too. I've tried in the past with 12 weight thread on the top and 40 weight thread on the bottom, and sometimes I just get some breakage halfway through, and I've just decided it was partly due to tension, but yeah, maybe visit some of those things. I know you already said you checked the tension, but I'm curious what kind of thread you're using for stitching with that. Manuela says, will the sling bag be a one item to purchase or part of a package? So it'll be part of the 4-pack video bundle, but you can also purchase it separately. If you only want the pattern, you can purchase the pattern separately, or if you need the pattern and the video, you can purchase it that way as well. So it'll be part of the 4-pack video bundle and also separately. Oh, that's the other Etsy shop I was thinking about. Thank you, Mary. My Handmade Space was the one Etsy shop that had the zippers by the yard, and this was the other one. Mary Angela on Etsy has the rainbow zippers. Yeah, I love those rainbow zippers that I purchased from her, and actually she sent me as a gift She does have the handbag zippers by the yard, but she recently sent me these as a gift, which I thought was really thoughtful for mentioning her zippers on the show. But she also has these new number 3 zippers by the yard, which are not as wide as the handbag zippers. So I thought these were really cool, and she has these in several finishes as well as rainbow finish. Tamara says, use Violet's drawings to make fabric at Spoonflower. Oh, that's a cute idea too. Or maybe like bag labels. Very interesting. Cindy says, regarding the templates, will you have a template to cut out a slender rectangle in the fabric first, then sew in the zipper like the zipper is flush on the bag front? That's a good idea. Let me write that down too. Zipper templates. What else was I going to write down? Oh, we were talking about templates earlier, and I asked which templates you'd want. Would you want maybe a Baker Street bag template? I know a lot of people make that one, and it's only, I think it's only...
said she made 16 in the
16
comments.
Baker Street bags?
Yeah.
Wow. And the Baker Street template would probably be really inexpensive because it's only the one piece, and it's not a very large piece either.
I've seen like probably 4 or 5 comments about Craftex paper.
Denise says, I've gotten Craftex paper fabric. What did you think of it?
And what project would it go with?
Okay. I used Craftex, or I demonstrated it on one of the Social Sunday shows earlier this year. Craftex, if you're not familiar with it, is paper made to look similar to leather, and it looks even better if you get it wet first. It would be good for like little wallets, pouches. I've seen people make tote bags, and they use it for the bottom of the tote bag. So it's made to simulate leather. I don't think it's 100% the same looking or feeling as leather, but it's certainly like a vegan alternative to using it.
Where's your sling bag at?
No, right there.
Oh,
You were staring
for
right at it.
the gray one.
Oh.
So they wanted, a couple people wanted to see what it looked like.
Oh, okay. I'll put it on my back because I've been doing that lately, and I feel like it's easier to visualize on the back. Let me know if I'm.
You're in shot.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. And this is the small version. So the larger version obviously is going to be bigger. So you can fit, in the large version, you can fit a small laptop, a folder, and like a traditionally sized notebook, or like about the size of a book, and will fit in the larger one.
And a few people were asking about what the 4 patterns were. Michelle did answer. Coalition bag, Aragon, 2 new bag patterns.
Yes, the 4-pack video bundle will be that backpack, a knitting, crochet, or project bag, the Aragon bag, which is a diaper bag, and the Reason to bag, which is a travel size bag in 3 different sizes. Nancy says, my daughter is getting married in August. I would like to make bags for the bridal party, which will be age range from 32 to 4 years old. Any suggestions?
The Dominicans too, Epicure.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking too.
Yeah, for sure. Because it's like a clutch. It's classy, and it seems relatively easy to make.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe at least one person made these for a bridal party, or I've seen a lot of people. I know did Bronwyn make it to go out to a holiday party? I've seen someone make these for weddings. I saw a picture
holding it yesterday that she actually had 2 pictures of her holding it.
And it's really quick. It's like an 8-step pattern. The metal frame probably takes the longest to install. Not that it's crazy, but the metal frame has screws in the top. You just screw it in place. I've seen people adapt the pattern to make a little pocket on the inside, like a little zipper pocket, but it's just plain on the inside. Susan says, will you be making paper patterns for those of us who do not have printers? We do have some of the patterns available as paper patterns. None of the Minikins are. Some of my newer patterns are only available as PDF patterns.
There's services you can go to, though, right? Like Office Depot or different stores. Where you can
depending
take a
on
file.
where you live, you can take the pattern file. Ideally, you can just open the pattern instructions either on your computer, laptop, or iPad, and then just print the templates, which should be like a short print job. But you can take those to an office supply store or your local library. I know our local library has, you can print off their computers for really inexpensively, places like that. Gloria says, why do you sell the patterns separately with pattern and video? I'm so visual I can buy anything without the video tutorial. So we sell the pattern and video separately as well as grouped together in a bundle. For the main reason is because some of the patterns are available as paper patterns. someone may have purchased the paper pattern at their local quilt shop, and then when they got home, they realized perhaps they'd like a video also. If they go online and Google search for that pattern, they'll see that we have the video available. Since they already own the pattern, that may be a reason why they're purchasing the video separately. Or perhaps they purchased the pattern previously, maybe a year previously, and when they get around to making it, they realize, I'd really like to have the video to make this. So that's another reason why we sell the video separately. Sue says, is your P.O. box from your birthday card still active? It is. So because of there was a 3-month minimum contract for the P.O. box, which we opened up for birthday postcards, but that'll be open till the end of January.
Yeah, Nikki had a good comment about the wedding stuff, cotton candy.
Okay, Nikki says, Epicure bag for Minikin Season 2 for the older. I Spy pouch for Minikin Season 1 for the younger. Cotton candy for all of them would also be nice. That is also for Minikin Season 1. The Crimson and Clover train case is also quite versatile and comes in 3 sizes. Thank you, Nikki. Nikki did all the thinking for me.
Yeah, I think that's a great solution to what
Thanks,
you may
Nikki.
have. I think that's it. We should call it right there.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much for joining us for Ask Sarah. I'm sorry if we did not get out to all the questions live. We'll be doing the Ugly Christmas Sweater Party this Sunday. What else are we doing on Sunday?
Partying, because it's going to be Christmas soon.
Christmas is almost here. We will be sort of going live next Tuesday in case you need to wind down from your Christmas day. We'll be pre-recording sort of a studio tour, which won't be like a huge tour because this is basically the studio right behind me. But I'll come up with some fun things to talk about in that video. So we'll see you hopefully on Sunday. I hope you have a great week. Hope
Ugly sweater results on Sunday, right?
Yep. Oh, yeah, we're having a contest on Sunday. Oh, for those of you that are going to be planning to watch on Sunday, we're going to be giving away I've decided this earlier today. We're going to be giving away a bunch of gift certificates during the show if you're watching live, so I hope you'll join us for that.
Someone said a great comment. You can also print at most libraries. Did you say that?
Are you being serious?
They just said that.
Yeah, I said it too.
Well, it shows how much I listen to you. Jeez. Don't shoot the messenger.
All right.
There's a news flash. Great idea. Go to your library. You can print from there, too, I heard. Twice.
All right. Thanks for joining us, guys. Hope you have
Bye,
a great
everyone.
night. Happy sewing.